This is a News Laundry podcast, and you're listening to Awful and Awesome.
Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap. I am Priyali Dhingra, the producer of the show. We don't have a new episode out this week, unfortunately, so we decided to bring our listeners an episode with some of our favorite clips from the last few weeks. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode for you. Till then, subscribe to News Laundry to listen to all our paywall content. See you next week.
I didn't watch IC814 because, quite honestly, and I must say that, I mean, I shouldn't judge people like that, but a film or a series that has actually such anti-national leanings, its motivation is to do tukre.
Huh.
They have whitewashed the names of, the...
That's why you didn't watch. Huh?
So I just thought it would not be in either national interest
Yeah.
or my conscience interest
Yeah.
or an interest of my time.
Interest of your time.
But basically
But
national
Kalki,
interest.
2898 was. You saw the full thing.
Can you
It was
imagine?
2 hours 50
Can
minutes.
you
I saw
fucking
that
imagine?
also. My head started
I
aching.
saw it in 5 or 6 sittings. It is fucking... you see,
I went home last night and then at 10:30 I was doing some other work. I said, let me watch. I've watched worse things.
But-
But I have not watched worse things.
that's the thing. When I started watching it and I realized that I had suggested that we will watch it, I sent you that, email or text.
Yeah.
Matlab, I was rowing khushi ke aasu. Because first I was rowing dukhi ke aasu that I'm fucking wasting my time watching not a bad film, a fucking terrible film. But then as I was crying
And
dukhi ke
Raju is
aasu,
also. So we are going to start with
Hira Mandi.
Hira Mandi, the Diamond Bazaar.
So, Rajshri Sen, you want to tell us the...
Story. Let me tell you the story. What
Okay,
I
yeah,
figured out.
that,
I
yeah.
watched 4 episodes.
Okay.
3 episodes and 3.75 episodes I watched. And I said, this is nothing's going to happen, so let it be.
So, let me just first tell everybody what is the credits of Hira Mandi.
Yes.
It has been conceptualized and directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. So, you know it's going to be low on substance but high on spectacle.
Music also is by him.
That's also not unusual. It's important to point out that the cinematography is by Sudeep Chatterjee, Mahesh Limai,
Hyun Sang.
Hyunsang Mohapatra, and Raghul Dharuman.
Okay.
Because that is the main stay of this spectacle. It is the cinematography, the lighting, the opulence, I think 80% of the budget has gone on that only. And I don't know to what extent it's true, but back in Bombay when I was working on Filhal, he was shooting Devdas at the time.
Okay.
And I remember we used to hear that, there used to be various, Goldie Bahal was shooting, because where our shooting used to be happening, Bas Itna Sa Khwab Hai with Abhishek Bachchan.
Huh.
So
Which I watched.
The 4-5 films are being shot together. So one used to meet the crew of... We used to hear he takes one shot in a day. One shot, not one scene. One shot. And here everyone used to be rushing to finish a scene. So he takes his time. So the cinematography, and that time Pradhan, I forgot, Vinod Pradhan was his cinematographer who was apparently used to charge
wonder
some
where he is
few
now.
crores. So he was a cinematographer. So that is and it has Manisha Koirala, Sonakshi Sinha, Adira Hydari, Sanjeeda Sheikh, Sharmil Sehgal Mehta, Richa Chadda.
Fardeen
It has
Khan.
Farida Jalal, who I loved.
Yeah.
And don't just slip in Fardeen Khan. I was coming to the big guns whose career he's reviving. So since Sanjay Leela Bhansali said that I must revive the careers of amazing talent in Bollywood that has gone unrecognized for too long, he said,
with Stree 2, I think their feminism, in the subtext of feminism in the film is a little more stark. It's a little more sort of in your face on the nose, because at this time, they have the literal embodiment of patriarchy in a figure. Sarkata is pretty much Pitrasata. Though, and the fact that they allow him to come into the village, not allow him, he comes into the village, and then instantly the immediate villagers' response is that all the women need to now go back home, because this guy is going to, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And there's a wonderful scene in there when Sarkata comes in and sort of casts a spell, and all the men who so far had been dancing and enjoying themselves and having fun go into a trance. And it's such a great metaphor for how an enigmatic and powerful speaker and leader who seems larger than life can sort of brainwash you into, herd mentality. And then instantly after that scene, all the men start marching through the village and they all start telling women, and all in unison, they start saying the same thing. And it's a really great sort of metaphor for how people get swayed by somebody who's in power or somebody who seems undefeatable. And then Rajkumar's character and Abhishek and even Pankaj Tripathi and Apar Shakti, they all go to women to save them. So the warriors or the actual sort of saviors are women.
Jat Bahu is basically about dating the wrong men so that you can marry the right mother-in-law.
Nicely
Oh,
put.
nice.
Well
Because
Very
done.
finally
good.
it all comes down to that.
Yeah.
If you want, look, at the end of the day, firstly, don't get married. Whoever's listening and who's not married, don't get married. So don't get married. So if you're not planning to get married, you're not married, don't get married. That's all good. So I'm not talking to you. But I'm just saying, like, to those of us who are married, leave your marriage if you can. No, I'm just kidding. But if you can't leave
This
your
is
marriage,
a public service announcement.
I know.
Huh.
If you can't leave your marriage, you don't want to leave your marriage, there's certain things that have to work, yeah. And I do, my personal opinion, and this is
Of
just my
course.
view, okay, is that it helps to have a relationship of sorts with your mother-in-law.
I think it's very important. I get it.
And I think that, there are plenty of
that
marriages.
for both, for the husband and the wife, or only the wife?
I mean, I would imagine for both, but I can't speak for anybody else, male or female, other than myself. So I'll just say for me personally, my relationship with my mother-in-law.
But we are going to discuss Avesham, which I wanted to see, which is Fahad, like hot priest. I think hot Fahad Fasil is also.
Hot Fahad, yes.
Yeah. Fahad Fasil.
He's a phenomena.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a phenomena, really. So Fahad Fasil is in this, and he is starring alongside Nazria Nazim and Anwar Rashid. And the movie is directed by Jitu Madhavan, who's not our Madhavan's brother, I'm assuming.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Because both their filmographies are very different.
Oh.
So Jitu Madhavan actually made one of my favorite films from last year also. It
Okay.
was a Malayalam film called Romancham,
Okay.
which is actually a haunted house film, but unlike any other haunted house film I've seen, because the haunted house is essentially a house where some 7-8 bachelors live together. So that's a
Yeah.
separate recommendation that you should check out. But Avesham, I think for me was one of the most fun times I've had in the movie theater this year,
Okay.
because the film essentially, it's about these three boys who are Malayali boys who've come to Bangalore to study.
Okay.
So the film is set in Bangalore. A bit of nostalgic feel for me also, because I also studied in Bangalore. But the whole thing is, so they're studying in an engineering college. So there's this whole senior-junior rivalry where the group of seniors rag these boys. And they're like, we need to get back at them. We can't just let them get away with it. What is this?
Yeah.
So they go out on a quest to find a local gangster who can help them get back at the seniors.
Huh.
So there's a whole montage sequence where they're hitting all the shady bars in Bangalore to find
Okay.
one local
Huh.
gangster who can come help them, but they're not able to find anybody. Until one night where these three boys, and I love the way, like, there's this whole thing, right? The hero entry in South
Yeah.
Indian films, right? So these three boys are at a urinal peeing, and they're discussing what should we do, how should we do, and then suddenly they hear this one voice from behind saying,
It's a biopic based on the life of a very real person, Murlikant Petkar.
Huh.
And we see Murlikant Petkar from the age of, I guess, like 7, 8, maybe a little bit older. I can't tell kids, I'm useless that way. But he's a boy, basically, who's being picked on and etc. Poor family, lower caste. His father's a tailor. Everyone makes fun of him, and he hates being mocked in that way. So he decides, and he sees that there is a lot of respect that is given to athletes.
Okay.
Because when he's young, there's a Olympic bronze medalist who comes to their village or is from their village. So there's a backstory like that. And basically little Murlikant Petkar, who is called Chandu Champion as a taunt by his schoolmates, Murli Kant Petkar decides that he's going to become an athlete and he's going to get the Olympic gold.
Okay.
And then everyone will respect him and it'll be amazing.
You have watched, and I have not had the chance to watch. I'll try and pronounce it. I'm sure I'm getting it wrong. Tangalan.
You are perfect. That's
See?
you're perfect.
So much I practiced Tangalan, which is Pa Ranjit's new film. It's a Tamil film, of course, which starring one of my favorite actors, by the way. I think Vikram is very hot. So, not for his acting talent, I think he's just very good looking. He was in that film, right? Ravan. Was he in
He's acted in both the Hindi and
I
Tamil
want
versions.
both.
Yeah.
Because he plays the same role, or no?
No. He plays the cop in the Hindi version. In the Tamil, he plays the Abhishek Bachchan's role.
That's what. See, I thought very, very, the diversity of his acting was too much for me.
So, Tangalan is Pa Ranjit's fifth film now, I think. So, this film has generated actually a lot of conversation because this happens to be, I don't think there was any other. So, they've used this magical realism in this film.
Yeah, so I was going to say there's realism and all that, right?
Yeah, so this is some film which deals with magical realism. So, and it's quite interesting as a film because though there are, lots of shades of other films, like, in the same Tamil films, they have dealt with a similar subject. But this is a completely unique film because this film, I mean, we have seen a lot of filmmakers doing their own interpretation of Mahabharata or any other Hindu epics. And this is a interpretation of Buddhism.
Okay.
Yeah, since Ranjit is a Dalit filmmaker, he's also so this is his idea, his interpretation of Buddhism.
This character played by Kamal Hassan, who knows some weird sort of martial art where he can just touch people and their entire nervous system collapse. But in the 90 minutes that I saw the film, Indian takes on 3 main villains, and there are more to come. I've not seen the full film. The first villain is on a yacht, and he's around, played by Gulshankar. He's around half naked women, and he's abroad, and he's done a lot of corruption and taken a lot of money.
But
and,
it's a thinly veiled reference at Vijay Mallya.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying he's known for making calendars and drinking alcohol and having a good time. He's known as, if you may call him, the king of good times. And then Indian paralyzes him and makes him act like a woman for some
forced
reason. I don't know why.
feminization. I was like, okay, thanks for the kink reveal.
Okay. Now, the second thing, Ananika, you did not reach this part because I know you've only seen half an hour of it. He later on then moves to Gujarat, where he takes on a businessman who, I kid you not, has a massive room full of gold, including a commode, a toilet that's made of gold.
Who is this a reference to?
I don't know. It's a businessman from Gujarat. And importantly, this scene, the action scene, takes place at his son's wedding. So I'm not saying anything, but I'm just
when was Indian 2? When did it start production? Can we place the timeline accordingly?
I mean, his new age thing is that he wants to go live on Facebook. So you can trace when the film started going, was being scripted. So he takes on a businessman from Gujarat whose house is made of gold, including his commode. And he does the same thing. He does his martial art thing. But his thing is that this businessman now...
Why a incident of a tiger in Bengal has anything to do with the Malayalam film, but...
If anything, he just talks about Malayali men being so bold for that. Right? I mean, other Bengali men are like, it's okay, I'll write about it.
Any conversation here will have some parallel in Bengal. Just so be ready for it.
An idiot. That guy was
tiger,
also...
because this has only happened in Bengal. In China, a woman was dragged away by a tiger. It happened in Delhi Zoo. It's happened but Bengal.
Because I'm
and
showing
it was a
Bengal,
Royal Bengal tiger also, I'm sure.
No, we got him from Delhi. His name was Chotu.
Okay.
Chotu Singh from Delhi. So, no, but were they not obnoxious people?
So, did you do you have such a harsh view as she does?
Oh, no, not at all, because it's based on real life incidents. And when I saw the interview done, like interview
I
series.
rolled my eyes. You didn't see. I rolled
She
it. I
didn't understand the
understand.
film.
Please.
No, what I meant is, one, I'll talk about the film. Second, I'll talk about the main point of it. What I liked is these are characters in the first 30-40 minutes you will dislike. Anyone will dislike. Even our parents, what are these guys? They remind you of them, they're all... they will only cause trouble for themselves. So I saw, after the movie, I saw the interview of these gentlemen, real life, like survival story. They're still like that. They're what they call like, on your curbside, they will sit and it's the typical, you have, you'll be part of like this one gang, like the Mammootty gang or the Mohanlal gang. And that's Mallu culture, right? I mean, not all of Mallu culture, but it specifically talks about that 80s generation, 90s generation. In my family, I have Binoy and Biju Chetai who are like that, older. They will be there for anything. For themselves, right? So you've made them antagonists in the first half.
Yeah.
And you dislike them. And then one person goes down. And the rest of the film, as someone who's disliked these characters, to like them towards the end, I was like, well done. They could have made the film where they seem endearing. Nobody seemed endearing. Everybody only when...
Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public. Because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.